back. We've talked a lot about IPO performance this year. It was a record year in terms of dollars raised and a record year in terms of poor performance. But there's also another one. A new report from Jay Ritter at the University of Florida shows that we've also seen a record number of dual-class IPOs hit the market in 2021, nearly 32% of them, including more than 46% of all tech IPOs this year. That most often means the founders or early investors in the company are using dual share classes to maintain control of the company rather than shareholders. Neely, I'm wondering who you think or who you hear are setting the terms of these. Are founders and executive teams and boards suggesting that they have to have this structure in order to take the company public, which is usually something that VCs and private equity firms, they want to be able to grant that so that they have an exit opportunity, right?
Yeah, I also think there's just a lot of cult of the founder at play here. And I say that, I'm a founder of The Verge. I feel it. I get it. But, the history of Twitter, the history of Uber, those were rocky, messy histories with a lot of investor noise, a lot of CEO changes. These dual class structures allow the founders to stay in control. And I think people like that. At the same time, as the companies get bigger, we see it with Facebook every year. There are shareholder proposals that go nowhere because the investors have no power to actually impact the governance of the company. So once you get to a dominant position like Facebook, well, the market can't impact what Facebook does. That doesn't seem to have any. People quitting Facebook has no impact on them. The shareholders can't impact what Facebook does. Where does the oversight come from?
Yeah, at Facebook, right? One of the last remaining mega cap, I guess you could include Tesla too if you want to include them in that group, with the founders still at the helm. You've seen, this transition over at Amazon and Alphabet of the founders stepping away and letting the operators take over. And on one hand, it concentrates power in the hands of the founder when you do these dual class structures. But on the other hand, you have some investors, like you said, Neely, the cult of the founder, who like the founder to stay in control. You look at a company like Airbnb and DoorDash. You had an operator come in, and Uber hasn't really done much since it went public, whereas DoorDash, run by a founder, is kind of a good example of how it keeps climbing and climbing. Anyways, guys, if you are bringing in the news